What up? Let's see. Cool, cool. All right. Everything appears to be working. Dude. Been moving hella slow all morning. Think it's time for some new pillows. Now we're sitting here waiting, loading. Yeah, and like I told you guys, I hurt my neck a while back. I don't know if like I just slept weird or something. I probably did. Ever since then, I've been kind of sore getting up. It's been better than that, you know, the day after that, but I was moving pretty slow this morning. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Gotta go back and build stuff. And yet again, we are loading. All right. We are here. Oh shit. Still loading. Okay, I think we're okay now. Luckily this build isn't as big as the upper city, so it loads slightly faster. Oh. Gotta break one thing before I start building. I also have to figure out this whole situation. Trying to get around the back of it. Okay. What do I have? Let's see, I got 80 poops. You know, it sucks having, like, I went into my buddy Toph's world, and he has all the old... Excuse me. He has all those old pieces. So now I'm spoiled. Wonder if get away with this. I do right here? Dude, what the hell? I'm so tired. Let's see. These. No. This should be fine. It is in fact not. Gave the doggo his medicine today, and we kind of goofed and forgot to give him his antibiotic last night. And we cleaned his ears, so we did that part of it. But we goofed, and we forgot to give him his antibiotic ear drops. Feel kind of bad about it, but it happens. He'll be fine. I gave him his meds today, and he's a happy boy. He's laying down. Well, he wasn't here, but I don't know where he is now. Good boy. What up? Hey, Eppers. I'm actually kind of tired, not gonna lie. Moving kind of slow today. Excuse me. Holy shit. Moving kind of slow this morning because I hurt my neck a while ago, and it's been better since that day, but this morning I was pretty slow getting up. My wife had to help me get out of bed. Lol. I do have plantar fasciitis. Yes, I have chronic plantar fasciitis, meaning like I've been dealing with it for a very long time. So yes, the answer is yes. I've been dealing with it for, honestly, like I've been dealing with it for a long time, but like as far back as I can remember, like when it first started was when I started working at the casino, and I would stand for long periods of time. My feet would hurt and stuff, and it comes from I guess a long history of wearing shoes that weren't the right size for me, because I have feet that are very wide. Very wide, so like, you know, not a lot of shoes like traditionally fit me, you know. And when I finally got around to getting to see a podiatrist, the dude was like, well, your plantar fascia is like really inflamed, and it was from standing. And when I worked at the Tesla factory long time ago, and I've worked a lot of jobs, by the way, where I was on my feet basically all day, as far back as I can remember. Like my very first job, McDonald's; my second job, Jack in the Box, right? My third job, like most of my other jobs, gas station, right? All jobs where I've had to like work. I even did handyman work too for a while with my uncle, and I was on my feet all day for that stuff, you know, putting in new cabinets and stuff. So when I was at the Tesla factory, I was working like 12-hour shifts, sometimes longer, on my feet all day. I didn't have good shoes then. I regret not having good shoes then. So yeah. It's fine. Like I have orthopedic shoes, and I have custom inserts, custom made inserts that luckily my insurance covers. So I didn't have to pay a dime for them other than the copay. So my podiatrist basically took like an image of the bottom of my feet, and it was like a mapping of like a 3D mapping of the bottom of my feet, and they made me some custom inserts, so it's a lot better. I still do get like a lot of pain though when I stand for like super long periods of time, and I have to often like shift my weight around. And honestly, like, I'm starting to think that like most of the problem isn't like the fact that I have plantar fasciitis, it's the fact that I'm standing all day, and humans are not made to stand all day on their feet. You're not supposed to be standing on your feet all day for like nearly 8 to 12 hours a day, right? So how does that work with my casino job? Not very well. Luckily there are like where we stand there's anti-fatigue padding, for your feet. It doesn't help too much though. Like my problem is my pain starts when I've been standing in one place for a while. And at my job, we don't have chairs or anything like that, right? They want us to always be standing, so they don't want us sitting, especially in my department where our job is to like walk around and get chips for casino dealers, right? And you have to constantly be moving. So, but there are slow periods of time where I stand around for a while and I have to stand in one place for a long, long time. And even on anti-fatigue, pads or whatever, it's still not enough. It wasn't enough at Tesla either, to be fair. But at least at Tesla, I was constantly moving. You know what I mean? But at my current job, I move most of the time, but not all of the time. Walking is for sure better than standing, yeah. But that some of that pain carries over into the morning time. Like it'll take me a minute to get warmed up in the morning time. Like when I first start walking in the morning, like my feet hurt so much that I just I kind of do this weird, I won't even say like waddle, but it basically, like me needing to stretch my foot, so I have to stretch my foot or else I walk weird to start in the morning because it hurts to be on my feet immediately when I wake up. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully I get a job soon where I'm just chilling, sitting down. I did my other job before the casino was mostly sitting down most of the majority of the time, which was great, but it didn't pay enough, which was unfortunate. And the being paid enough is a big factor, of course, for me and the wife. Arguably, though, even though I am paid quite a bit now in comparison, I would say that, I don't know, the stress of the current job, at least with everything that I've been dealing with recently, hasn't really been worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, gotta pay the rent, feed the dog, yeah. I have to start paying for his medications too. The medications that I got from the vet that day, even with my dog being on a wellness plan and stuff, it was like 250 USD for all of that. For all of the medications and stuff. It's really expensive. And also, I will say that having pet insurance is also equally expensive. So, okay, a wellness plan is... Banfield has a Banfield Pet Hospital, which is one of the various vet hospitals in the U.S., right? They have what's called a wellness plan, and the purpose of the wellness plan is basically to pay a low monthly costs for like necessary care for your dog or your pets, right? So if you buy into the plan when you have a dog, right, when you have a puppy, say, or a kitten, they'll like you paying a lower monthly cost of like $40 a month would cover their spaying or neutering, right? It would cover like any needed medications and stuff, and instead of you paying a huge upfront cost for all of that, you just pay month to month, basically. So so Kai's plan that I pay for, it covers vet visits. It did cover neutering and stuff, but I didn't take him to get neutered at Banfield. Because it was still expensive even with the plan. Because they'll just tack it on to your monthly payment, right? So that's basically what it is. So for these medications, they're not like medications that my dog needs like on a monthly basis. So I ended up having to pay the upfront costs of how much the meds were and stuff. So gosh dang it. Yeah, actually, for when I took Kai to get neutered, he went to... There's a couple of places around here in the U.S. where you can go, and there's like a voucher of some sort. Places that give out vouchers to, neuter your dog for free, right? And so I took him to such a place, and they did it for free, and I remember having to go there because he was too scared and stuff. Too scared around the new people. They had to like sedate him and stuff. But anyway, the main point is that like I pay month to month for the dog. And that monthly payment covers any time that I need to take him to the vet. It's covered. It's free. I don't have to pay every time I go to the vet. And it covers a lot of the, the payments. The payments for the medications, usually. And if it doesn't actually cover that, it'll usually be covered. Lol. Anyway, if it doesn't actually get covered by that, usually they'll tack it on in some way to my monthly, so. But he's okay. He's doing better now. Still kind of shaking his ear around. But I'm hoping by tomorrow, because he goes back to the vet tomorrow. I'm hoping that he'll be okay. They just need to test his earwax stuff again. That's what they had to do last time too. They had to like test his earwax really quick and check to see like, how much stuff is in there, more or less, right? And so he had a slightly advanced ear infection the last week that we went, and he'll be okay though. He's doing good. The anti-inflammatory is helping him a lot too, so he's not like having any pain getting up or getting down anymore. He doesn't have hip dysplasia, thank goodness, which is really common in bigger dogs that like him that have lots of energy, like to jump around a lot, play a lot. So, in fact, this morning I was playing with him. We were play fighting in the bed, and he likes to, if you like grab his paws, he'll like roar, 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 you know, and you just keep grabbing his paw, grabbing at his paw, and grabbing at his ear, like lightly, obviously, right? He'll be like, you know, it's fun. He understands it's playtime too, so it's great. And then I just like when he gets a little bit too mouthy, I just redirect his attention to a toy. It kind of sucks that I can't use the troll hide stuff for people that don't have the DLC if I were to give out this world. I can't like have people be crashing. I did add these skulls in here, which look very cool, and I added those. Feels very like fantasy tavern-y. I need Numenorian cloth and garnets. Cool. I think that's enough. Yeah, he's a smart dude. He's smart in dumb ways, though. He's smart in dumb ways sometimes. He'll be so smart that, like, he's smart enough to break out of any kennel that I've ever put him in, despite locking it or doing all this other stuff, but you know, he's dumb enough to climb on the roof of my condo, for example. Or I guess you could say that's smart. I don't know. I would call that smart, but in a dumb way. So yeah, I remember telling this story a long time ago, but TLDR, like me and my wife were out on our honeymoon, and he had, so in the guest bathroom, because we live on the top floor of a condo, the window out there, you can see the roof of the condo, and we had left it propped open, and he's never like done anything before, but in the time that we were away on our honeymoon, Seattle, he had like climbed up onto the toilet because the toilet seat was closed. He had climbed on top of the basin for the toilet, and then he pushed his way out of, like, he lifted the window and pushed the screen out, and he was running around on the roof, walking around on the roof, I should say, for hours. And then like me and my wife, like in the morning, get this like voicemail from our neighbor, and our neighbor's like, hey, so like your dog is like on the roof somehow. And me and my wife are like, what the hell, how? And so, like, initially I was, we were pretty worried, but then they sent us a picture of him, like, on the roof, and he's just, like, laying down and stuff, and the brother-in-law went and got him, so he was fine. But, you know, like, there's, like, an email sent out, because we have, like, a community email for the whole complex, and they're like, oh, we're scared that the dog's gonna jump, and blah, 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 and I'm like, he's not that dumb, he won't jump. And like I saw the picture of him, he's just like laying his little head on the little edge of the roof, looking at them, and I'm like, he isn't gonna do anything. So yeah, like that happened once. He's a very smart boy, but in dumb ways. Sorry, I must remove you. I still love him, though. He's still a good boy most of the time. And I say most of the time because sometimes he's kind of, you know, he's kind of weird with certain things. Let's put the garnets in there. So it was too long this way. So if I start here, perhaps. Yeah, that's perfect. Yep, that works. Now I can put this back. I guess I can't put it back. Not where it was originally, at least. There we go. Okie doke. So that's done, that's done. I need to do this one. Wanted to add the rugs first to start getting some decorations in here. Let's try it. Let's try starting from here as opposed to the other direction. No problem. It's okay. Yeah, he spooked us there for a bit, but he's good. He's still here. That's what matters. He didn't do anything stupid like jump off the roof. So I don't think he would have, honestly, but that's just my opinion. You never know what your dog will do. What your dog or cat will do in a situation where, you know, you're not able to supervise them immediately. Let's see. Short stair, and then, if I remember right, yeah, you guys should see the picture that the neighbors took of him on the roof. I'll post it in the Discord, in my Discord after. But it's hilarious because the second that I saw that picture, I'm like, I knew he wasn't gonna jump. I'm like, no, he's not gonna jump, dude. You guys are tripping. But that one lady was tripping. Like, our neighbors know my dog, so they know that he's not gonna do something like that. But you know, the other random person that came, who's like part of the HOA, was like really worried that he was going to. And luckily my wife stopped me, but I was gonna joke around in that email reply and be like, hey, that's my dog. He's actually a professional roofer, so just you know, let him do his work and he'll be done. He'll be off the roof in a second. I'm sure that would have like sparked some kind of feud or something that you know, gives us a lot of unwanted attention. But yeah, a lot of the neighbors came out on that email thread and came out in support, and they're like, yeah, that dog is actually usually a really good dog and doesn't bark too much, doesn't do anything, so don't think that he'll do something dumb and jump, you know. Cats had 0 survival instinct. Oh my god. A mosquito neck, which was like very flimsy frack, but I had like 5 heart attacks, especially because I couldn't get her down. That's scary. Yeah, I would be scared too in that situation. At least cats, though, when they jump off of things, they tend to be okay. But I don't know. I would still be very worried in that situation. Excuse me, by the way. You live on the oh yeah, okay, never mind then. That's that definitely warrants the reaction of you know, not being chill with that at all. Looks okay. I've seen videos of cats fall great distances, but I don't, you know, I think those cats get very lucky. There's this one specific video where a cat falls like 4 or so stories and is like okay and like sprints down the road after a mouse or something, I forget. But I still wouldn't, you know, chance that at all, ever. Yeah, I anticipate they are. They're probably just like WTF moments. Did I even bring it out that far? I didn't. Not yet, at least. That's fair. Okay. This one, that one, this one. I still wouldn't allow my cat, if I had a cat, to test that theory, you know what I mean? So, I'd still be like, nope. Get away from the ledge this instant. He had more cushion to land on. So of course he didn't take any fall damage. He had a lot of padding. He turned off fall damage when he went up. He went into the settings of the real world. Wait, not perfect. Yeah, whatever. Did I end up doing something like this on that side anyway? It's still not symmetrical, sad. Oh, regularly opening windows? Okay. It's good to know. Oh, you know what? This site isn't as long. No, it is as long as that site. So why is it not symmetrical? Is it because... Oh, I see what the issue is. This starts like a whole block back. Right? Yeah. But never mind. Who cares? I'm not gonna care so much about the symmetricalness of these staircases. It's never gonna be right. I can make it as right as possible and it would still come out crooked somehow. Terrain and such. Here, opening windows is not so common. I mean, like, in California it is when it's, like, really nice weather. You open up a window and it's nice and cold. So you let in a bunch of, like, you know, nice, fresh air. My wife and I open our condo windows when it's nice and windy outside or something. But it is not something that we do all of the time, admittedly. It's more so like a, you know, oh, it's a nice day out, so we should probably open the window. Alright, let's see if my... Oh no. Ow. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I better place this. Don't want to die from fall damage and then... And then who knows? I need some more support. Is that to like let in cold air and stuff? Opening your stuff in the winter. Because it actually snows there, right? I mean, here it snows here in California too, but where I live specifically, it does not. Avoid mold. Oh, yeah. Good idea. I gotta support this now. It's getting precarious. Even I can't justify not supporting this. I'd like to live further north, actually, now that I think about it. Wouldn't mind living in Washington State one of these days. How tall are these? The animate column thing is like... Okay, so this is how tall it is. That's almost the same height, but I can't tell. All of this just so I can measure how tall this is. Okay, it is tall enough. I just need to cap it now. And I really got to be careful about just destroying things just because I keep forgetting. All right. Up. Gotta go. Got an early dentist appointment. Yeah, no problem, Peppers. Thanks for popping by, as always. Good luck at your dentist appointment tomorrow. I really hate the feeling of having my teeth scraped at for half an hour. This matters a little bit less to me, but we're still gonna do it the right way anyway. Cool. Alright, properly supported. If a little out of alignment, but whatever. That sucks. Bye. Okay, jump. How about I just go back? Okay. Now I can destroy this. Just using that to line up the columns. And now I'll have to bring down this wall. Let's see. Okay. It'll be a little bit out of alignment yet again, but oh well. What can I do? Touch out of alignment isn't so bad. is not aligned at all. Neither is that one. Such things matter. And I'm yet again out of adamant. Lol. Alright, gotta go back for more adamant. Looking pretty good. I think I might continue this arch pattern after all, like all the way down. I'll have to get back up there. But I want to complete the other one first. And let's rename this too while we're here. Before I forget. Edit. Cool. Back to the storage. What the hell? Why is it like not updating my descriptions for these videos sometimes? Alrighty. Description should be updated now. I am hoping, because I don't know why. I don't know why my stuff is being weird like that sometimes. I honestly think it's Streamlabs. I wonder if I should just start like Sorry. I'm wondering if I should just start like manually creating these things beforehand. But oh well. Either way, cool. Alright, I think it's fixed now. looks fixed to me. Alright, chat, sorry about that. Let's get to it. Let's get back into it. Hello, good afternoon. Hey, Alan, and hello, Alan. Jedi Alan. Welcome. Alright, let's... I believe that's the same person on Twitch, Alan, yeah. We're looking to... trying to get some more adamant in my inventory. Wow, I'm down to 400 adamant. That's insane. They're both me. Nice. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, sorry about that. I was editing some of my my stream description on YouTube, which was incorrect. It was
Frodo! Someone at the door.
It was the description from last time, which was weird. And it's the game does that sometimes. Hey, X. What's up? Streamlabs does that sometimes, but I'm down to my last roughly 500 adamant finally. I'm completely out of adamant. So all of that adamant that I took from another world, basically, is just gone. It was bound to happen eventually, but, you know, still. Where did I put my Quarry Master, by the way? I always was curious about that. I think I left it on the wall in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. We might need to go into some areas and get some adamant later. Should make for an interesting stream. Lol. Let's eat some breakfast, actually. Now that we're here, I guess. And I got, what? Yeah, 2 minutes. Let's wait. Upcycled. Lol. All of it was used. I also got the Drake heads in here finally, so, and it looks very dining hall-y. And I put the skulls in here, these Drake skulls. I was gonna put the troll hide chairs, but since I'm gonna be giving a copy of this world out in like 2 weeks, I don't want people to be crashing or something. They don't have the DLC. Oh, there's no brew in here? What? Blasphemy. Alright, I got another minute. And then we can move on. Let's see. I also gotta bring some other stuff to put more chests down. What's in here? Mold cider. There's more stuff. Yeah, there we go. Just the stuff that I was looking for. I do have the Dev God pick, but I don't want to. I actually like mining, so.
Poor little Baggins sat for tea, grumpy as a hobbit could be. When the bell it rang, and what did he see? 5 more guests a-waiting for he. They hung right up the hoods they wore, but told him not that there'd be more. They poured the milk on the pantry floor, when Dory and Dory and Dory and Doyne and Gloin came knocking at Bilbo's door. Oh, ho, 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 ho!
Autosave. There goes. Yeah. Alright. Should be able to build for a while with 400 adamant, but might not be for very long. I actually named the thing too. There we go. Yay. We're back. And loading. There you go. Okay. Something that I discovered was that, yeah, this is very much not aligned, which is fine. It's just meh. That's what I think about it. Meh. We'll make it work anyway. Here needs a corner. Well, there's 36 right there that I missed. See if we can move the staircase. There you go. Moving the staircase just a tad, touch to the left. To make it seem more symmetrical. It still won't be, but, you know, it's nice to think about. A world where everything is symmetrical in the game. Oh, fun. Alright, come on. Where are you? Probably should open that door over here. Hello? Just goblins? That ain't gonna be enough. I'm gonna be able to do it scratch 1 damage, lol. It's like no one here. What's going on? Hello?
This one dead.
Oh, it's because they're technically attacking that side. Lol. They wouldn't be able to get back there anyway, so there's no staircase that goes that direction yet. Bye. Wow, the easiest horde I've ever encountered. All right. What's going on right here? Oh, this is that staircase. Too much stuff right here, I think. There you go. So we'll do this approach. And I need to try something else anyway, because there needs to be a way to access the back half of this. Currently there isn't, so wondering if I can cheese it, so to speak. If I can allow there to be perhaps another sideways one, like right here. It can't be, this is the tall stone stairs. It can't be this one. It has to be the narrow one. Slender. Which would work, because then you get this. Yeah, that works a lot better than the other direction that I was going with it. Where's my... Here we go. Okay, I am okay with this. This allows you to be right here. You can walk over here. Yeah, that's way better than what I was, whatever the hell I was doing. What kind of dumbass built those stairs? Alright. Yeah, that works a lot. That works out a lot better. I enjoy this. Let me just check something really quick. Make sure that none of those walls are sticking through. Yeah, it looks good. Have to work on this entrance next. So I got this entrance fleshed out. Might change that, actually. Might change it to the archway. And then I do that design here on the middle so you can see it a little bit better. Because that seemed to work out right here, too. feisty pieces. Dang it. So, this brazier's blocking this. I can't have the brazier and the granite floor, because the granite floor will place a foundation, which will be very difficult to get through. Can't even see what I'm doing. Is that correct right there? Oh, it's blocked. Alright, well, let's give this a try then. Uh-oh. Doggo. He hears a creak. Come here, Kaiba. That was, in fact, not a granite floor. Campfires fit nicely in those pots. Okay, let's give that a try then. I was feeling the braziers, but don't think it'll fit. It fit very, very vicariously anyway. Let's see. Ah, it does. Good looking out, bro. Does stick out just a tad. I'm sure if I just put a little bit more effort into this. Let's see. Nope. I know for a fact that the campfire is lopsided because I placed these in the little bowls that the dwarf statue ladies hold. So if I move a little bit forward, it'll be aligned, kind of. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't mind lopsidedness personally, especially with the campfire, but cooking. Yeah, that feels like a way better staircase than the other method that I had going. Good looking out, bro. So now I gotta place these. So I don't want them floating in the air. This, and then the staircase up, which will be a little off center, but that's the best case scenario, I think. Whatever was going on before was unsupported, not ideal. Actually, what could fit here is the bigger staircase. Yeah, there we go. And that is close enough to the wall. Anyway. So this side over here is... yeah, has slightly less room due to the wall and the way I designed it. And this side has more room, but only because it faces a rock face, basically. Nothing in here will go without support. At least some support. Making this last 500 animate work for me. Ooh, didn't know that. There you go. Hold the phone. There. Hello. Alright, yeah. We're good. We're good. I was worried that there wasn't any support on the bottom of that, but it appears that there is. Tall. And another tall. All of this just to make the stairs feel more symmetrical, by the way. Hey, Cicero, what's up? How you doing? Granite stairs. It's this one. Alright. Now those can be destroyed. Chugging along, yes. Very, very slowly, but it is coming together. Piece by piece. I'm almost out of adamant, actually, which is insane because I had, like... I'm pretty sure I've ran through like 50,000, really way more than that, adamant in this world. Way more than 50,000. Not all at once, obviously, but little by little. Really weirdly aligned there. There we go. Don't care about the gap. I just redid the staircase a little bit. Like, I had a staircase going up. Originally, I had it facing directly this way going up. I changed it so that we could get to the back a lot easier than that. Nice. Hard sandbox, not ready. It's okay. There's only one way to learn in hard sandboxes, and that's just to throw yourself into it. I mean, it's nice to go in, like, prepared and stuff, but that's ultimately how I learned how to play hard difficulty in the sandboxes. Everything that you do in a hard sandbox solo by yourself has to be a very purposeful thing. You gotta think about, like, how you're positioning yourself. Gotta think about the materials you're bringing with you for repairs and whatnot. But yeah, it is difficult. Especially, like, since more enemies spawn, you know? Are you serious? Wait, hold on. Lol, lol, lol. Alright, hold on. Guess I gotta change this now. Axebeard bullied you. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. He's not a bully. He probably just lightly encouraged you. Lol. Well, you gotta go through the experience some point or another, honestly. It is a fun try. It's not everyone's cup of tea, for sure, but it's a fun experience, and it's honestly the only way that I even bothered to play Sandbox anymore, if, like, I'm doing a playthrough. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like normal is too easy. Hard isn't hard enough. And, like, super hard is, with all the custom difficulties all the way up. I feel like that's, like, the best way to play for me. Because I get my fill of, like, you know, enemies, like the amount of enemies that I want spawning. I honestly don't really like that, like, certain enemies spawn and they just kind of, like, look at you kind of thing, you know? And they just wait for their turn to attack like it's D&D or something. Not D&D specifically, but, like, you know, like a turn-based game kind of thing. And I don't really like that, but I know there's some people who would prefer easier experience the game. Gosh dang it. Do I really have to adjust the entire floor? Banter is all, he's a great dude. Oh no, another 11 settings in custom. Yay. I mean, you should see all the stuff that I'm suggesting that the devs add into the game. If you think Axebeard is bad, I've been suggesting that they, like, completely change the entire blocking system to be more reminiscent of an actual blocking system. Like, I want, like, you know how you can just, like, block in any direction, right? And, like, block everything. I told them they should change that, and it should be a stamina based system. it should cost you stamina to hold your shield up and to, you know, block things, and when we parry, it should have some benefit, you know? Like, if I go through the effort of timing my blocks so that, like, I parry an enemy, right? They should be staggered longer. They should take extra damage, that kind of thing. I've also been, like, suggesting that, like, they put in, like, you know, modifiers for, like, hey, I want to change the amount of health that I have. I want to change the strength of buffs and debuffs. Like I want there to be like a huge penalty if like I let myself get entangled in the shroud, right? All right, that's not so bad. Yeah, so buffs and debuffs is the setting that I specifically like suggested to them, but yeah, like, but yeah, I don't really like the I don't really like the fact that you can just like press and hold block, and it's basically the game's equivalent of a get out of jail free card, right? That's all I'm saying. Dang it. What did I get myself into again? No. Let's see. Is it this? It can't be that. No. I don't think it's that either. Alright, let's try that. Nope. Still not going. Let's try this. I had it earlier. Is it the stair? It is not the stair. Oh. Perhaps. Negative. What is in this area that's blocking my placement of things? Well, like, obviously I want more content, right? Obviously I want them to also add content in the game, but a lot of, like, success of like other survival craft games that I've noticed is offering more settings to tailor the experience of people, right? For instance, Valheim added world setting modifiers, right? And you can change how many, like, how difficult combat is. You can change with a slider, right? You can change how many resources drop, whether it's set to the default 1.0, or you can increase it to 1.5 times or 2 times, right? Or you can decrease it if you want. You can add more portals, right? So you can't fast travel. You can have no maps, right? If you really want an immersive experience, and you can change them based on presets as well. Kind of like what this game has, but a little bit more in depth, right? You can even change how often that you're raided, right? How often that you're like, you know, how often your base is raided, for example. And I think, yeah, like, out of all of the stuff that Valheim has added, biomes included, which came over a really, really long period of time, by the way, I think that was like the biggest QOL change that kept players around, because now players can go hammer mode, right? They could go no build cost, right? If they just want to build, they could go easy difficulty. They find the game too difficult to advance through or enjoy, right? So a lot of the barrier, I guess, I won't call it a barrier, but a lot of, like, the reason why, like, people end up not completing survival craft games is usually due to some kind of difficulty barrier or some kind of accessibility barrier, right? So I think it would keep a lot of people in the long term, you know, as a really, really good QOL, and especially just tweaking the combat overall. I mean, even Enshrouded has, I know the game's not Enshrouded, right? But even Enshrouded has really in-depth settings for this stuff like that, right? Like where you change settings, like mob density. You can change like. Hold on here. I wonder if I just did this. No, I can never place this again, and I think it's because of this thing that's in here. L. Alright. Anyway, Enshrouded has like something like that too, where you can change like the mob spawning. You can change how much health the player has, how much health the enemies have. Like a really common setting for Enshrouded players is that they really like to run like more mob density, but like half mob health or something, or 75% mob health, so that they're not like, you know, getting swarmed by a bunch of like super damaged sponges, you know. I would say that Medieval Dynasty isn't that intuitive. I would say that Medieval Dynasty in many ways kind of lacks intuition for NPCs, at least. So a lot of the game's mechanics rely on NPCs to do things for you, and a lot of the hang-ups with that game originate from like NPCs not knowing when to do something, right? It's kind of like Aska. It's like the best example that I could give, because with Aska, you'll occasionally get like villagers that don't pick up a hammer or something, right? Even though there is one in a box, right? I feel like adding those settings wouldn't really change the genre of the game. What would make it a colony sim would be to add colony sim mechanics. So, like, for example, if they went ahead and added NPCs, right, and you had to manage the NPCs' morale, for example, right, that would be a colony sim. Like, if you had to, say they added NPC dwarf, and you had to gear them up and protect them, right, from all of the dangers and stuff, right, and you had to outfit every single one of those NPCs, and you had to manage their schedule, and you had to manage their happiness, make sure that they had food, if you set them as crafters, make sure that they have tools, right, that would be a sim. That would be a colony sim, and that's the biggest difference with, like, when a game is survival craft and when a game is a colony survival craft sim. And like again, Aska is probably the best example of that. I would even say another great example is Bellwright. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that game. Bellwright is like Aska, but like the medieval version. So it's the same thing where you got to manage everyone's like morale and stuff, outfit them. The buildings are all modular, right? So you gotta place like you basically place the building and carry the resources there, right? To build it in stages. That would be like the biggest difference. It's the same reason why, like, even though there are NPCs in Valheim, their role is really minimal insofar that they're just NPCs, right? So they're just NPCs that sell things to you. And as long as we don't get to a point in the game where, like, NPCs in Return to Moria are, like, you know, like, colony sim levels of management, then we'll be fine. It won't be a sim game. But I don't think adding extra difficulty settings like that would make it a colony sim. But that's just my, you know, like, opinion. I know that there's other opinions and there are different experiences that people enjoy, don't enjoy, right? So whatever ends up working for the developers and however far they want to actually take it, that's up to them. But I wouldn't mind being completely surrounded by orcs like they are in the Fellowship of the Ring when the Balrog comes out and they're just surrounded by hordes of goblins, and I would just like, you know, swing wildly. I would have so much fun in that environment. Old black and white PC game. I don't think I've ever played that one. I think like for me personally, what would be too much, like, because I have to like be in the mood for like a colony sim game, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of management at some point or another, especially like in the late game. So I think I think the cutoff point for me would be when when there's too much micromanagement of like other things in the game, then it would become too much, right? And for me, that would be having to manage like the schedules or something of the dwarves or something that like come into the mountain, and that would be too much for me. I would be like, no, you manage your own schedule. I spent the time to take care of this, to take care of the dragon and everything. You guys could grow your own dang food. Kind of like Minecraft, I guess. You know, like how the villagers kind of do their own thing. But not so simple in that respect either. Simple, but not too simple. And Shrouded does a pretty good job, I think. The NPCs. Like, they're all merchants, and they provide some progression. You know, like the blacksmith can make you, like, iron nails and stuff. Like, certain vendors can make you certain materials, like special materials. And I kind of think they're kind of like playing around with that idea right now, the devs. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Alrighty. I will take a look at it. A burr. Okie dokie. So here. Nope. Hold on. 1, 2. I am younger than I look, by the way, so if there's any reference that you make and I just don't get it, it's probably because of that. It's the beard. How am I so fast at building? I have a pre-designed vision for this. I would say that I'm not as fast as other people are. Like, there are some people that can pump out stuff so fast and it's so big, and I think it's partially due to like time that's available to me, you know. Like, I work like full time and stuff, so for me it's more difficult to build stuff like this. Like, I only really have like the 1 day a week where where I can build, you know. So where I do a building stream. But anyway, this one I have a sketch that I drew months and months and months ago. So I kind of have like a general idea of how it's gonna look, how I want it to look. And I flesh out those details on paper, right? Like a little sketch, if you will. And I'll draw up like the materials that I could use, or like, you know, like maybe design ideas that I haven't tried before. There, you know, I kind of think some of the part of like being fast too is like the time, the amount of free time that's available to them, you know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they do work, right? I work a pretty hectic schedule, and for my like real life job, and that's what mainly, more or less, like prevents me from being on the game most of the time. And that's why my streaming days are only like Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday with the group, but only for like a couple of hours at a time, you know. Ow. So I think it's 2 blocks high. Hold on. So I do have, granted, I do have like a little bit more time to like think about how, like, well, I guess while I'm like at work or something, right? To think about how I want to build something, and so I draw it out. I don't have my notebook next to me, but like in my Discord, I do post like BTS stuff, like behind the scenes of like me like designing these things, or like drawing them, I guess. And it's not like the best art in the world, because, you know, I'm not that great of an artist or anything, but it serves its purpose, which is to be a very minimal time spent vision put on paper for larger builds, without me needing to like store it in my head or something, right? Because I'm neurodivergent, and so are a lot of the other people, actually. But if I only think about it, it's gonna be really difficult for me to try and remember that later on. I think it is 2 by 2. 1 by 1. Yeah, 2 blocks wide here, 2 blocks wide there. Pretty sure it is 2 blocks wide. No, just 1. Okay, cool. That answers that question. So this one needs to go up 1. And this. I think. Debating if I want to just like keep going with the barriers or not. So I basically just built a full wall at this point. This one's this build of though is for sure gonna take me quite a long time. Like I don't see how this build takes me longer than like a month or longer for me building constantly. Okay, so this... Same issue there, but whatever. Let's build these out. So, barrier. I believe... Yeah, one sec. The outfit, the axe, and the trophies, dude. I love the trophies. The axe is probably the most dwarfy looking axe I've ever seen, and it's beautiful. I love it. And the helmet, lot of Ungrim Iron Fist from Warhammer, old world vibes. Even with the outfit, I like the skulls and stuff. I really enjoy as well their introduction of a trophy system that they can later expand on, because I like, you know, being able to put orc heads on spikes. I like the drake head. The drake head stuff is really cool. Sorry, I don't know why the menu's being like this when I'm trying to show it, but yeah, that's dope. I love that. I love the skull of this. And the bigger ones, the bigger skeleton models, while they're very, very big, are really cool as well. I just haven't had enough time to get Drake Bones. But yeah, I basically just love the DLC in general. There's me and a couple of other people in the Discord that had been asking for some kind of Warhammer inspired DLC, like, you know, Slayer stuff, because those, so in my experience, those communities actually intersect quite a lot. I know there's a lot of people that maybe haven't heard of Warhammer beforehand or something, but in my experience, Warhammer Fantasy and Lord of the Rings fans, they kind of like, you know, I've always been involved in communities where those two communities come together, or they're if you're a fan of one, you're most likely a fan of the other, right? So for me, it's like a bunch of people were asking for this kind of stuff for a while, so it's good to finally see it. I just want to make sure it has to be too wide, because if it's not too wide, then hold on, because that's a full-sized. Hold on. 1, 2. All right. Well, I guess I'll make it one extra wide. Let's try this. 2 by 2. I don't think that will pick out through. It might, though. It might. Let's just be on the safe side. and do blocks. I don't think the windows need to be that tall anyway. I think it's only about, let's see, like 2 thin walls in length. One and a half. So 1, 2, 3, 6. What's up, Nathan? How you doing, dude? I don't think it's that tall. Let's try. Kind of slow today, honestly, but it's alright. I think I slept weird or something like a couple days ago. I think I hurt my neck, and ever since then I've been moving kind of slower or whatever. But it hasn't been too bad. So actually, I done fiddle-dee-diddled. Maybe I didn't, though. Because once I... No, I didn't. I'm good. Anyway, I was kind of slow getting up this morning. Nothing too serious, but... I think I need a new pillow. What am I, old or something? I don't know, dude. I hope not. I hope I'm not old. I wouldn't consider 30 very old. Oh, goody. I think that's still... pattern is still maintained if I go up that high. Alright, dude. Thanks for popping by, X. Did I eat breakfast? Yes, I did. I haven't taken my meds yet, though. So if you're about to ask if I took my meds, I have not. I will take them, though. Yeah, I think I had it correct in terms of height the first time, actually. So, 1 second. Well, lunch now, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 8 pieces in total? I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 pieces in total. So there. Alright, I'm just imitating the pattern that I made over there so that it makes things a lot more uniform for me. Easier, if you will. Good thing I have a lot of granite, at least. Looks okay. And then there's no point in putting these pieces down, but I'm still gonna do it anyway. There we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, and then this should be pretty easy the rest of the way up. The keyword is should. Unless, barring any unforeseen problems. Uh-oh. Oof. He's been barking all day. He doesn't like the noises. Who are these people passing by my house?
I see prey ahead.
I think I should just add a soundbite of Kai barking in the background. Do you like the Kaiba emo, babe? It'd be fun for other people to use. Yeah, that's a special case handiwork. Ay, ay, ay. I think... Hold on. I think it was, in fact, one wide. Because if I'm looking at it, right? Let's destroy these. It'll look weird like that, but the columns cover it up pretty good. So do all the other pieces. No epic item on the hotbar. I do have an epic item. It's the Quarry Master. I just don't have it currently equipped. So, and this is why, because the pickaxe does kind of get in the way sometimes of like me like viewing a build or something, or I did have the Wonder Keg on earlier, and I've been using the Wonder Keg for a while, but seeing as I might need to start mining some adamant again, Might as well just, you know, continue to have it back. Let's get rid of that. More efficient use of the adamant. Yeah, I prefer having the Wonder Keg on these days for Hobgoblet for the extra staminas. I have a bunch of what's it called? Brew skins as well on me. I have Dark Eye, Smoke Mead, and Ironheart. And that was mainly for a world I popped into, Sandbox. And I called it Kill All Orcs, and I just went crazy the second that the Orc Hunter DLC came out. Went wild. Ham, if you will. It was the most fun I've had in the game in a while, actually. One sec, I gotta get up to the top really quick. Make sure that that's not poking through. Seems okay. Yep. Gotta make sure of these other ones too. See if I can fix this. Doubt it, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, good enough. All right. I love that they kept that little sound in too if you moved really fast down the stairs. Okay. Let's continue. This should be lined up now. And if it is not, I must remove some parts. Archway base. And this one needs to start right there. answer to this other side. Yep, that more or less is what I did. I'm too fast, lol, sorry. Yeah, I don't got not really like consciously aware of like how fast I move the UI sometimes. Cause like when I'm playing by myself, you know, I'm just like do, you know, and I don't really think about it too much. This will look weird, but no one needs to see any of this because it'll be underneath the staircase. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna make it look nice though. Super lag. Actually, you know what? I should have probably, whoops. That was the short stairs. Now we can replace that again. For the upteenth time. Refixing the stairs, always. Come on. There we go. At some point or another, the game will break. And that'll be the end of it. For me. Surprised I haven't already broken the game with the Upper City one. Okay, I think we're good there now. Let's place that there. Wait, there. That should be okay now. I gotta do the other side now too, but that's more or less what I did. And then I gotta do the rest of the thing. The whole gold stuff. That'll be fun. I could place this back where it belongs. Short stairs. And then... Seems like we're okay now. Now I gotta go back on the outside and do the same thing. More or less. I gotta observe something really quick. I'm pretty sure I went wainscoted wall at the bottom, and then I just kind of carried it up. My torch back. Yeah, that's it. No. Yeah, I did that. I did do that. It was like it was molded wall on the top, wainscoted right there. So, and then the green lamp at the top with the lattice just slightly over the top, and give this the vine look, overgrown vine stuff. Because you know you're in the Elven Quarter. There's so many plants. Did that help a little bit? Kind of. Kind of. Okay. Well, here we go. So, the bottom would be right here. I'm already getting laggy. Please select the piece. Okay. So... believe that's the bottom. Wait. Yep. Molded wall. Dang it. I am just slightly over. It's alright. Easy fix. Fortunately, it does cover up the natural brazier right there, but I mean, I kind of don't need it if it's gonna be like right there. There it is. Yep, it does need to be that low. Okay. And it's gonna be really difficult to place the vines, actually. Do it for the vine. That is correct. Nope, that is... what the hell happened there? Cool, cool. And then on this part of it, we did this. Okay, looking good. I think we did the same design. I could be wrong though. For sure have to carry on the archway design. But this staggered pattern was kind of different. Yeah. So basically, it all started at the same height. Yeah. That was the way that I approached that. Excuse me, by the way. So many dudes spawning. Corner. Whoa. Gosh darn it. hold on there. There's a gap. No gaps. No gaps allowed. Alright. Now we just do the same old pattern on the other side. So, this whole deal. Hold on. So it should go up to about there. Maybe. Like I'm okay on granite. 5,000 granite. 500 adamant. Less than that now. Kaiba? Kaiba? Hey! Say hi to Kaiba, guys. Here he is. There he is. This is the guy that's been boofing in the background all the time. You got smelly ears now. Your ears are smelly. Don't worry, I'm not putting any drops in your ear, okay? Don't worry. I'm just checking your ears. Good boy. You wanna lay down in here? Lay down in here, okay? Lay down in here. Good boy. He's sleeping in here next to me now. Alright. He's been boofing all day, too. So, maybe if he gets away from the door, he'll be okay. All the strange noises that he hears. so many pieces lying around. In like 5 minutes, I'm gonna take a little breaks to take my meds, and then it's almost 3 o'clock. I'm almost at the cutoff point where I just can't take my meds anymore. And that will be not great for my wife, at least. It's totally fine for me. I've lived that way all my life. Nope. Lol. I do get a lot tired quickly. More quickly without it. Strange. I guess it's not strange, it's how I'm supposed to normally function in theory, but in theory, I'm supposed to be neurotypical, but I am not. Okay. Oof. Alright, so... One sec. That is the majority of the work. Yeah, right.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
What the hell? There's a gathering in front of my base. Yes, charge the guy with the crossbow. It's gonna go well for you. Look at all this meat. Nice. Lol. Lol, 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 lol. Alright, so... So if I remember correctly... I think I just... like that for this. For this one, it was... I basically forced it to do this. Yeah, and same thing here. Actually, no. It was this. Just 2x2. Well, yeah, 2x2. Perfect. And then comes the hard part where we basically cheese it like this. Okay, now I need to figure out for both sides of this how I'm going to cover up this top part of it. This corner I'm not too concerned about because it won't necessarily be viewable. I mean, maybe from a certain angle, but even then I can just kind of pop on a piece like this, right? So, and it lines up pretty perfectly. We will figure it out in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go take my meds, and it might be a little bit longer than 5 minutes, so snack time, guys. But I'm gonna make some coffee and take my meds. I'll be right back. I have returned with snacks and also coffee. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're doing this side. I'm like, what were we doing? Looks, oh, this little archway corner piece looks kind of weird. Let's see if we can replace it. More into the wall, please. Oh, it's not that one. It's that one. There you go. Fixie. Okay, now I gotta place a bunch of stuff. A bunch of vine-related stuff. And that will be very difficult in this tiny little corner thingy. So, let's see. This thingy. It's a thingy. Don't question me. Molded wall. To line up with that other design. And that. There you go. And now we just continue it. Oh my gosh. Building in this little crevice is going to be a pain in the booty hole. Pain in the buttocks. Get back up there now. Ooh, this is gonna be crazy camera work. Okay. I do not like. Cool. Well, that worked out a lot better than I expected it to. Kopiko? No, no Kopiko. I keep forgetting that we have Kopiko. So many of these guys. It's great. Also, there's a statue that I did not build. Interesting. it will bother me. So I must rebuild it, even though I think I have all the stuff in the game anyway. How much of the vine stuff do I have? Okay, I'm good. I'm good on elf stuff. Let's go to sleep then. Ore focus is really good if I was mining right now. Let's see, about 330 adamant left. I can make that work. There's something that I did on the other side too that I need to look at really quick. It was near the top on the outside of it. Okay, so I didn't do that on this side. Good. Though I should, based on this, but whatever. Okay, based on this, though, I should be good now to connect the pieces together. Let's see. See how it works. Nope, it is dark red, my dude. Let's see. Be fine. Be a floor that lays over it. We're okay. All right, Geronimo. Really had to figure out this part too. All in due time. The more of it that comes together, the easier it'll be to adjust small things here and there. Alright, so the way that I did this before was to start from the ground, but seeing that I can't actually start from the ground in this location, we will do this, and let's see how it works. Nope, it's just not gonna work. How about sick? Pull away. Might be okay. Maybe. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe. Outpost post. Wrong section. Oh, hey.
You orc filth! I'll tear you down!
Where are you going?
That's all you got?
Where are they going? My base is not over there, my dudes. I mean, maybe they might be trying to find a path to it. Oh, shit.
That's one more for me!
You know, I still haven't gotten a single ruckus skull.
I need a better weapon for this!
There we go. I was about to say, I haven't gotten any at all. Let's eat this so I can make room for it. Not the meat. There you go. Bet you they're all up here. Ow.
Feels good to destroy dwarf things.
Well, they're not there. They're nearby for sure, but I don't know where they are. That was really anticlimactic. Out of all of that, I only got one orc skull. Sad. Sad indeed. Only one? Yeah, I know. I know you can do like an animation cancel with the spear. That it makes you attack very, very fast, but I'm attached to this axe far too much. If you do it right, the you can animation cancel the spear if you block at the right time. And what results is you constantly attacking no matter what. So you just continuously attack. Much faster than any other weapon in the game. And to my knowledge, they still haven't patched it. So you can still do it. You can still do it. It's just really difficult to do. Animation canceling is pretty difficult. For this game, at least. Before this, I really enjoyed using the, well, before they patched the Radiant rune I used to run a Matic, the Mithril one, with the Radiant Rune, and the Radiant Rune used to be like one of the. It used to be the strongest in the game against all enemy types. And then they patched it, so now it doesn't do as much damage anymore. Yeah, they patched it so it doesn't do as much damage anymore, which stinks, but, I mean, oh well, you know. And now, the Whisper, I think it's the Whisper rune that does the most damages. Just throwing things into a chest at this point, so. Wait, no, I need those. Now I can go pick up my stuff. Yeah, I know it still works on PC too. I just, you know, I can't be bothered. It's funny because, like, I say that I can't be bothered, but, like, I'll do stupid shit like constantly uppercut. Which, by the way, same principle. If you can do it fast enough, you can uppercut without using a single bar of stamina. Because usually if you do an uppercut, I can't do it right now, but usually if you do an uppercut, it takes at least 1 bar of stamina and it'll knock down the enemy. But if you do it right, you can do it so fast that you can knock down a whole group of enemies without using a single bar of stamina. Just great. I love doing that. It's like one of my go-to methods for, like, if you're fighting a horde of enemies, right? If you're fighting a horde of enemies and you just need to kill them hella fast. Or get them on the ground so that they're not, like, up and attacking you. Forge reacted, yeah. Either that or I know that any of the great axes are pretty slow, but even if you partially charge an attack, you can still knock them over with just even a partially charged attack or the third attack in the combo. Either or you end up, like, knocking them over. For the Matic, I think you just do like an uppercut or like a downward smash type attack, which it's cool, but I think it might do the same thing. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I used strictly like a Matic in any situation, which is surprising because I used to use that thing all of the time, but now I kind of rarely do at this point. Ah, shit. Oh yeah. Honestly, like I'll be honest with you, I think the great axe was my least used weapon. Like I honestly use the great axes. Here, I'll show you my inventory. Like I put spell carver on this one, and I put the whisper wood on the other one because it's really not necessary for you to put it on a two-handed axe with how much damage it does. But that's what I was using the two-handed great axes for, like pre-patch. And I know some people will be like, "Well, why would you do that?" You know, because like I don't know, I just don't like I didn't use it for combat. But this axe has changed my mind, and I want to use it purely because it's the biggest looking axe in the game. I don't know what they did, but like with it being like so like winged, I guess, like it's like it looks like way bigger than than all of the other axes, and like to the point where like even like the first age axe, which I thought looked the biggest prior to this update, looks small in comparison to this one. How's the Khazad? It's really fun. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, like I actually run, if I'm running Thunder Rune, I usually go for I usually go with like, yeah, I mean like any blunt damage weapons, but I guess like that would work.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
Because I will say though that the charged attack isn't as good as it could be, because like when you do the full charge attack on a Matic, it's kind of just like you just downward slam. If it's much better on a halberd, and it's much better on a spear, because I think all of the attacks on the spear are when you fully charged the special, so you end up just like completely obliterating them with like every single hit type thing. You just push so many of them so far away. So once again, spear is OP in that case, but alright, now I can put this down. Jade. Nice. Okay, cool. Just in time for my torch to run out yet again. Yeah, try the spear with thunder. It's really fun. Because like your lunges just completely push them every single time. Also try Xbeard does this a lot, but you should try your hand at having a halberd with the chilled rune on it. It's actually very very effective. Because your charged attack will hit up to 3 enemies, I think. And hitting up to 3 enemies allows you to slow them with the chilled rune, so they do all of their attack movement speed, attack speed, whatever it is. It's all super slow. So you'll be able to counter pretty easily in that case. Hold on here. There's something going on in that little space. Nope. Still no. Still no. What's going on? Hey, Red Fairy, how are you doing? It is going pretty well. I'm doing one of these super super large builds that I've been working on for a while. This is like the 6th stream I've done of just this one build. And it is going pretty good. Having the usual troubles, but first coffee of the morning, nice. Same actually. I have my Yosemite coffee. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I woke up like a couple days ago. I strained my neck or something in my sleep, and ever since then I've been kind of moving kind of slow in the morning. So, but here's my progress so far on this. It's really cool when you get outside of the ambient hearth radius, because then you can get a good look at it. So I'm building like the working name is like Dwarf Chateau, but I don't think that will be the final name. Thanks, Cicero. I appreciate it. So the idea of this is that it's like I made some lore for this, so it's like a sanctuary where like the keepers of the sanctuary tend to the gardens around and stuff. And anyone that comes through here, whether they're men or hobbits or elves or what have you, they'll take care of you, feed you, give you provisions and stuff. And the whole idea is like in this centerpiece, kind of feels like temple-y almost, where this giant elf statue is. They'll make like offerings to Durin or Ale. I think the dwarves refer to Ale as Mahal. So they'll have like gold and trinkets and gems and armor, whatever it is. And there's going to be like multiple floors. Like I have this back part of it I'm working on. So this back part is covered roof to like the secret like little entrance. And in this little entrance right here was an ore deposit that I mined out, and it went kind of deep in there. So this will be like, I don't know, you can still see some of the stone that I can't quite mine, but this will be like a little speakeasy type thing, or like a little hangout. And there are multiple staircases, so here's 2 that I've been working on this stream. And then there are other 2 right here. This one's more complete than that one, so if you come over here, it's like a... Oh man. Usually happens. Just one small replacement will be fine. There you go. So, large window. Pretty narrow granite stairway or whatever, but you come up here and there's like windows. And it's super narrow, but it serves its purpose, which is to get to the top. And from up here, you got a really nice view of the whole little, like, elven section. And as far as, like, the rest of the room goes, I don't have a plan for it, but... Secret stash to drink mead. Exactly. Exactly. So, here's, like, you know, another one of the entrances. And I got these, like, archways going on all around the build. So, and I still have to work on this one, on the interior. There's like a pier over here that I built that I haven't really like done anything with yet, but that's just the other entrance. So between this and like the upper city, I restored like the whole upper city in Doradilf. Well, yeah, most of it I would say, but enough of it to say that it's basically the whole room. And so I spend a lot of my time like building and stuff, so, and for whatever reason this is giving me a hard time, so I'm gonna come back to that. I'm pretty sure it's because of the amount of pieces that are like right here, and I would have to remove quite a lot of it, which I don't want to do right now, at least, because I spent quite a lot of time lining up stuff. I'm kind of one of those people that like, especially like in like Valheim and stuff, where I like see what I can do with like certain pieces if I put them like almost like inside of each other, kind of see what they make. Oh, that one didn't turn out so bad if I free placed it. Yeah, I'll have to remove some of the pieces later, but the idea is that it's like covered in vines and stuff because it's in the Elven Quarter where basically everything grows in the game, so, well, almost everything. They made the farming a lot better in the game, which is nice. They made it a lot faster too, so way more accessible for people. Things grow so fast now, it's ridiculous. Like cranberries and such. They made the bat poop like way easier to find, etc., etc. Speaking of, how much do I have now? 200 roughly adamant left before I have to start mining that stuff again. Alright, I'm gonna finish this staircase since we're in a good spot to do so. Also, I gotta finish this too. You said the jury was conferring, Fairy. Are you on, like, jury duty or something? I'll be honest, like this game is great, and I have like 1,300 hours in this game. It's an obscene amount of hours. There are people that have more hours than me, even. There is a paid story expansion coming out later this year. So honestly, like, no rush to get back into it. Oh, lol. Yeah, so I haven't like sorry, DLC. So there is a paid DLC expansion coming out later this year. And that will add more story content for the game, and I'm assuming like more biomes and stuff like that. So like, no rush. A lot of the DLCs that they have released so far are really good, but they are mostly cosmetic. They have made really great quality of life changes though, so I mean, it's not, you know, it's up to you. It'll be up to you, but they have like changed the farming system. They've made small upgrades to the building system. They have added a lot more building pieces. The next pack that comes out actually will be a Bjorning themed pack, and that Bjorning themed pack will actually have like wood themed stuff, like wood lodge themed stuff, which will be the first of its kind, I think, for the game. So, and a placeable beehive, which will be great. But that one will also mostly be cosmetic, other than having the most items. They said the most items in the, like, in a pack by item count. But like a whole new set of wood themed stuff would be nice, and it looks nice because they teased it. They tease it in their Discord and stuff. So the wood pieces look great. It's just it'll be a while. I think it's coming out like, I want to say it's coming out like in this, they said in the summer, but that could be like any time between now and who knows, like the end of July, right? They're kind of like on a quarterly release schedule, so I'm kind of thinking it's probably gonna happen closer to like the start of August. But that's just my opinion. Probably super late July. Yeah, like I said, the DLCs are mostly cosmetic anyway. You're not gonna miss much out, like miss much. Although I will say that like one of the DLCs that has been kind of worth is the DLC with the Entwood, because it gives you a lot of this. Like you can plant trees nowadays. You put this rune, it's called Whisperwood, on an axe, enchant it, you swing at a tree and you can plant it. You still have to sleep for it to grow, but it gives you all of these really nice looking tree beds, which are cool, and farming plants. They're all decorative. I mean, like, this is decorative. They don't add any more, like, benefits and stuff, but they look cool. It's nice to have more than just the 2 farm plots, right? They made this one cost stone now as opposed to granite. And this one they added, I think it's free. And this one. So those are the 3 that you'll get. And the tree bed, I think that you get for free is this one, which is just basically just a patch of dirt. But yeah. Sorry if I'm moving kind of fast there. I've looked at the items like 1,000 times myself, so. Alright, I think this needs just a tad more alignment. Cool. Ouch. I gotta bring up this column now. Time for dinner and a movie with the wife. Sounds like a good time. Absolutely, man. Thank you for stopping by, sister. I appreciate it. Oh. Oh no. Kaiba. Kaiba. He's been barking at people walking by the door all day today. Boofing and such shenanigans. He's still not having it. So we live in a condo. So there's quite a lot of people that just walk in and out their units and stuff. And we live on the top floor, so it's not like a, we're kind of out of the way, but occasionally the neighbors across the way will be walking around and such, or people downstairs will have opened or closed their doors or talking or something, and my dog will be like, no, absolutely not. Who is that? He's just protecting the neighborhood. Let's see. This one. that's fine. I really hope they get around to adding some more degrees of rotation for the game. For pieces and such. I mean, it's fine. I can continue to build with the 90-degree locations, but it would just be nice, you know. That's all. One of the main reasons I really enjoy Valheim is, you know, the ability to, like, you don't have like perfect rotation in that game, but you know, you can place things on like a 10 or 15 degree basis and then go from there, you know. It's like a, this is gonna drive me nuts. I wonder if I can do this. Make it connect to each other. Oh, kind of. There's still that tiny little sliver, but that works. Even just like 15-degree rotations would make the game like much better, in my opinion. Especially on the topic of like rotations, and I think one of the biggest criticisms of the game too for a lot of people is the whole, you know, the game not having much building freedom. And I would argue that, you know, building is one of the main crutches of, so to speak, of survival games, right? It's one of the main things that makes a survival game a survival game. And so, in my opinion, to not have a really decent, really robust building system puts a survival game at a disadvantage in comparison to, you know, others, right? More Davy Ultra builds. What's up, Bandit? How you doing? I haven't broken the Elven Quarter yet, so it can't be an Ultra build. Yeah, I would even say that Enshrouded has come pretty far too by itself. I think they made it now in Enshrouded to where you could place items like you know, the books and stuff, and they gave you full X, Y, and Z rotation for those, so you could place a book and then flip it over if you wanted to, so that like the book is facing downward or something, or sideways. Like that kind of stuff is insane to me. Alright, hold on, I gotta get this whole thing sorted out. Have I noticed there being fewer fallen dwarves? I can't say that I have. Sorry, trying to readjust myself in my chair here. I can't say that I have, but to be fair, I haven't done a brand new playthrough of the game. I guess my other playthrough with the no armor thing is a new one, but it's got some good, yeah. It does have really good mechanics. Enshrouded is like really good in the sense that like you do have a lot of like building freedom to like go underground, for example. I've seen a lot of people build inside of mountains and try to create their own version of Erebor, so to speak. Which is nice. Which is very nice. I just got past Boss Tomb and I have less than 10 hero tokens. Whoa. That's insane. I can't say that I have noticed but that's because I haven't, like, you know, actually played like a proper playthrough since the one where I did with like no mapstones. And that was prior to this update, I think. I'm surprised. I actually looked back at that playthrough, by the way, and it only took me like 7 or 8 streams to get to the end of the game. Which, I mean, like, most of the streams towards the end were like 6 hours pushing, but that's still a pretty good run time for... That doesn't look right. Hold on. Let's see. Let's place this thin one. Okay, that's much better, actually. Now we can do this. Cool. That's strange, though. I know that hero tokens are pretty rare. Like getting them in high quantities is pretty hard, actually. But I wouldn't say that I've ever struggled to get them. You know, I didn't like notice, at least. To be fair, though, I very rarely ever notice most things. Because I'm always building or something. There we go. Looking good. Like that. Alright, this will be a window. Another one, sir. And in fact, I might make this... Shout out to Axebeard, by the way. Going to try his little window design. But right here, let's see. Yeah, let's leave that top part, actually. And I might bring it down one. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's see. Block. Just a little longer, not too crazy. Oops. Well, that was bound to happen, I guess. There. pieces here. It's getting kind of ridiculous. It's narrow. It's a stout block. Excellent. Now I'm not so sure. Let's see how it does with just granite. This one for sure should be blocked off based on this design. Okay. You know, Bandit, you came at a really rare time. I'm almost out of adamant. Which is surprising, right? I have 111 adamant left. Crazy. Insane even. Never thought I would see the day that I would run out of adamant. It's too narrow if I do it that way. Let's try this. Lol. That's basically what I did in that area too. It's really hard to resist the temptation not to. I mean, no matter where you are, you can just push them off the edge. Okie dokie. Let's see how this works. Oh, that came out lovely. What do you think? Banister design strikes yet again. Will I be able to... Nope. How about if I do it like that? Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's not like too crazy, and you can still kind of see out, you know? Also, let's see. I'm gonna have to seal this up. is definitely not aligned, but I don't care. Okay. Man, that does go into the stuff a little bit, but that's alright. Banister is designed to keep people from falling. Just checked. I can confirm all I found was 6 hero tokens pre-Ballin's Tomb. Wow, that's really low. Usually you have a pretty good supply by then. Like, just walking around, you know, I would even say just walking around Westgate. Like, there's quite a lot of them in the hallways and stuff. Check your Westgate. Okay. Do you think that's like a bug? A bug in like the generation? Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. I wonder if I could change this just a touch. How about if it's just quite narrow? Let's try bringing it back 1 extra block, so you would view like this much of it, because this is awfully narrow. That's all. I want to be able to walk in here without completely messing with everything. Nope. Okay, I think that's way better. Yeah, it gives you plenty of room to move around. What is this? Narrow stone stairs. Yeah, I can't change that, unfortunately. But this feels a lot better. It's a bit too narrow right there. It's narrow right here too, to be fair, but nice, nice. Got a way to the back now. We got that side entrance built. Or that side wall, I suppose I should say. Got some banisters going. We brought up the columns so we can get some more support. What else am I missing here? We're almost to this back half that I've been working on. This is the adamant. You just have 6 tiles in your Westgate? That's insane. Is that a sandbox or a campaign, by the way? Just curious. Yeah, that's kind of true, actually. I was about to say, I was like, I'm not sure about... Yeah, actually, yeah. Westgate is pretty big for sandbox run-throughs. I would even say that's small by campaign standards. I remember having pretty decent-sized... pretty decent-sized stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you do got the other gates in Sandbox, too. It's true. There we go. Running down to my last handful of adamant right now. Yeah. Sandbox in general, though, is bigger than camp. Well, I'm not sure about bigger, but more vertical, more resources, more of the same biomes in different areas. So you have more opportunities for that in general. Okay, I need to remember how I did this. So the banister started from the top like this. Then I did the other side. Then I did this side, and then I did that side. Yep. Looks good. And then on this side I can add some like decorations and vines and such. Looking pretty good. I'll have to rework this middle section again, but I'm glad that we figured out a good pathway to handle this. The column thing is gonna bother me though. I don't know why I can't place it like that anymore. But yeah, Axebeard told me that you could fit these campfires in here, in these little things. They're kind of lopsided, but it does work. It's pretty cool. I wonder if I could just... hallway equals 2 pillar room equals 1 elf farm equals 1 city. Lol. Oh, is that that's your Westgate? Okay. Hallway, 2 pillar rooms, 1 elf farm, 1 city. Okay, that's pretty small, actually. Usually you have way more ruined city boxes in there, too. And way more hallways. I know that for a fact. You should have way more hallways in there. I would share that seed with the devs and be like, hey, I have like nothing in my in my Westgate, and they'll be like, what do you mean nothing? And I'm like, I have like 6 rooms, and that's all I have. This might be the last of my adamant, dudes. And that's it. That's all the adamant. I need more. Alright, I'll take a look at it. In fact, it's about time for me to end the stream, so good timing. We're gonna recap on what I've done so far first. It'll take me a couple minutes, but... So it all started with this front section. So this front entrance, I drew out already. So, looking pretty good so far. I like I think the crystal lamp thing came together pretty well. I did plant some trees out front, because my hearth radius was basically in the radius of a bunch of trees. There will be 2 spires or crowns, however you want to do it. So it will this build will get taller, and it's very well supported. Here's 2 side entrances that I built, so you can get around easier. There's a bear, my neighbor. Here's another entrance that I built. This was the second entrance that I built for the chateau, so... second entrance, this is what I built. It's got these archways all around with extra support and gold all the way down. Here's the side, and one of the side walls for the chateau. It follows the same or similar design as on the other side too. So I haven't worked on this entrance yet because it is kind of out of alignment, so I will have to get a little bit creative. But same principle, you go up 2 staircases. Here's the main walkway with a very interesting design towards the top, which I might bring down 1 block. So there's this whole thing that I figured out how to do. You got the Durins at the front, and really long, like, kind of walkway, kind of cathedral type thing going on, almost. So, alright. I did fix up this entrance, so this one is doing good. From here, you can get around to the front as well. Here's the other side piece. Side entrance type thing going on. Here's the entrance from this side. And I'm currently on the pier, so if you get a big look at it from the outside, it's like this. So you got like a really, really big building going on. And here's this too, as well. So I need to do that design. I need to figure it out, how to do it on the other side. And then this stream, we fixed up the entrance. We fixed up these staircases. Originally, the stairs were right here and right there, just going straight up. But you couldn't get around to the back. So I changed both the staircases to kind of just go up this side. I added this window. Non-traditional window. So you can get up to the top. And the top will keep continuing to go back too, so it'll go back over here. This is the back section that I showed earlier with the covered stuff to the little secret hangout. There'll be like a garden right here on the side, and yeah, little secret hangout spot right here. All the finds and elven themes suddenly got Dragon Age Origins, Elf Ruins on the outside. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see it. Trying, I don't know what I like. So my original idea for like the name of this place would be Dwarf Cathedral, and it had been for a really really long time. But then I decided kind of like like would dwarves really build a cathedral type place? Temple or shrine, probably. Cathedral, I'm not sure, but either way, so I decided on Chateau because of the dual purpose it'll have. But yeah, so I have to finish this back half, which will probably be the next stream that I do. Probably done then. I need to go on a adamant run because I ran through all of my adamant in the world. Well, not all of it in the world, but like all of it that I had stored, which was quite a lot actually. So, alrighty, dudes. Thanks for watching and being with me today. Temple or shrine would beg the question to whom, Ale? Yeah, Mahal. Mahal and Durin. Mahal and Durin is what I'm thinking. Like, because if you look at the main shrine at the bottom, the main shrine has a, couple of Durins right here. I'm going to add the other couple of Durins, 3 of them, I think. I need to figure out a layout for it, though. And then the idea is there would be gold and gems, weapons, trinkets, tools, and stuff all scattered around. It's like their way of paying homage, like a reference to the shrines of Grungni and Valea in Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer Old World. So yeah. Alright, staircase is looking good though. And now we can walk to the back all freely and stuff. So thanks, Jubo. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow I am streaming, same time. I'll be streaming with my buddy Toth, and I'm going to be building some more in that world, because I think he has an old 1.0 world. So, been having fun with that. Alright, laters.